Hello, welcome to episode 6 in the Datapack DevLog series. What have I been up to? I don't remember. It's useful, isn't it? So I will look at the Datapack notes I made. Let's press T, and let's pop over. So we've added soul soil can now be made from 8 sand, red sand, and any soul. Soul soil can be made from 8 dirt or coarse dirt and any soul. Okay, let's try that first. Just check it. We are all working. So let's get ourselves some dirt. We'll have a bit of coarse dirt. We'll have a bit of dirt. I didn't bother doing rooted dirt as well, because I don't think you want to use rooted dirt. And what was the other sand? Sand. Let's get some sand and let's get some red sand. And let's grab a soul. Oh, and look, souls have... Well, 3 of the souls have cool new starflower textures. I think these are great. They actually look like the little soul faces on the soul sand. We'll see that in a minute. Let's grab some. Any soul will do, so that will do. Now I should already have the recipe, so soul soil, yeah, we can do it doing dirt. Soul soil, we can also do it coarse dirt. I don't see, hello, don't see soul sand recipe. We do have sand though. Put you in there. Compressed sand. Hello. I tested all of these. Let's take these out. Let's put red sand in. So red sand is giving me soul sand. Okay, so let's get one of those. That worked. Oh, typical. You don't have much time, and what happens? You find a mistake straight away. Oh no, there we go. Okay, I just didn't have the recipes. I obviously removed my recipes at some point. So we can make the soul sand. Got 2 recipes. There we go. They all seem to work. Let's have a look at the soul sand a minute, because just wanted to. There, look, the little faces. Whoa, they look like the little faces on here now. These are so cool. I love these. Thank you, Starflight. Right. Okay, so that works. Let's get rid of that. Clear. Let's go back. What else have we got? Sacrificial Fire. Stores soul power instead of individual souls. Tougher mobs give more soul power. Converts items, which is only a test at the moment, because it converts fermented spider eye into a diamond for 1 soul power, which is ridiculous. And we've capped it at 500. And what we'll do is we'll add some upgrades. So your initial fire will start at 500, but maybe something requires 1,000 soul power to work. So you'll have to upgrade your soul cap. We'll do the fire in a second, but we'll also look compressed sugar, compressed diamond, compressed husk souls. Actually, we'll just change that to compressed souls because they all compress now. So let's go and check those compressed ones. We're just looking here. Here they are. So we got compressed diamond block, compressed glass, and compressed magma, compressed deep slate. Those are all new textures from Starflyer. We've got compressed ender pearls, new texture, much nicer. And then we've got the sugar, which is a sugar lump. So they work the same as all the other compressible items. You put them in your hand and right-click them, and they decompress. And we also have all the compressed souls, which come in these cool little jars, which are fantastic. So you've got some of them are the same shape, but it's easy to see the difference because of the colours. And some of them have different shapes. So these are the husks. Creepers, very useful for creeper. Oh, get so many of those things. Okay, let's make ourselves a sacrificial fire. So to do that, we'll need a campfire. So we'll get a campfire. We'll get a shovel as well, so we can do it when it's out. We'll need a skulk block. I'll need a nether star. That's the catalyst to convert the thing. Okay, so let's do this. If we put down a campfire and we throw our nether star on top, no skulk block detected. Okay, or we can have the fire out. Campfire is not lit. Okay, so we'll need a skulk block and we need a campfire, and then we can just throw this on top. And we can see we've got 0 of 500 souls stored in there at the moment. We might want to play around with the, maybe not the particles, but the sound. People might get annoyed with this thing making that sound all the time. Let's go and grab some souls. So we'll grab a bit of each. Now, different souls have different powers. I've just done some sort of defaults for the moment. So we can see Husk Soul, which would be really easy to get. If we throw one of these at the fire, we see we got 1. So Husk Soul is 1. Creeper, that gives us 5. A villager, only 5. The witch, that will give you 50. The vex will give you 50 as well. And the breeze will give you 100 soul power. So we're at 211 soul power already. Cool. And then what we would do, let's just... Oh, I tell you what, we've got one other thing as well. If we try and build another one within 15 blocks, it will say no. Because they do distance checks and stuff, and I thought, let's just do the easy way. Another sacrificial fire too close. You can't have them too close to each other. They have to be, I believe it's a 15 block check. Okay, let's clear all this out. We can F3B, there is an interaction. If we left click on it, it just says I was left click. And if we right click, I was right clicked. So we might have something in there, like hold an item and right click to get an effect, or maybe left click and it shows you its stats, although its stats really are just displayed at the top there already. Let's get ourselves a fermented spider eye. Get a load of those. Now, if we chuck them on, it counts for a stack of 1. So if I threw them all on there, I don't think it would... That's not all of them. If I throw them all on, and it's possible this is disabled at the moment. Shouldn't do anything. No. Let's throw 1 on. Oh, there we go. We got 1 diamond. And you see, now we've got 210 soul power. So if we use another one, now we've got 209. So this is the idea of the soul file. We're going to use it as our custom crafting, basically, which means we can be doing NBT checks on items. So duping, you're very noisy. So we're going to use it for duping and item converting, maybe upgrading things. That's the plan for it. So I think that's it. I think it's... So obviously at the moment this is rather broken, since I can just get basically unlimited diamonds. Okay, now if I break the skulk block or the campfire, it will die and it will reset. It won't remember its souls. It won't remember any upgrades you've given it. It will reset back to 0 of 500. So let's break the skulk block. Just the old dying horse scream because it's the horrible one. And it's just a normal campfire now. You can see there's no interaction. F3B, hidden, on, no hitboxes, nothing happening. Cool. So that's the idea of the Sacrificial Fire. We will use it as our custom crafter. Anything else we've got? I think that might be about it, to be honest. We've removed the old decompression functions. That was from the original way we were decompressing things, which we're not doing anymore because we're using the use remainder. We've added the new soul. We added new textures from Starflyer. There was a bug with the elevator block that if you had a jump boost, you would leave its range too quickly and you wouldn't get teleported. This will now work up to jump boost 4, and I think you can only get 2 naturally in the game. So if you've got jump boost 1, 2, 3 or 4, the elevator will still work for you. Disenchanting book. First book needs a witch soul, and books after that can be duped from the first. So what do I mean? I mean, it's relatively self-explanatory, but we'll need a witch soul. I believe it also requires a book, and I think it uses the Infernal Dust, so let's grab some of that. So our first book we want to make, Disenchanting book, we'll see, we'll take a witch soul there. But now we've made one, that's the only witch soul we have to use, providing we dupe as we go. So now we just need to dust another book and a disenchanting book, and we get 2. So we can keep duping now without using an extra witch soul. So if you're at the beginning of the game and you want to be stripping enchantments off, all you have to do is find that one witch soul. I mean, yes, you have to have the dust, but you don't need a witch soul every time, which was a bit extreme. This I kind of like this way. This way I think is all right. So that's what we're doing with that. Let's go back. So we've mentioned these things. I'll leave them there for now, actually. Elevator blocks can no longer use shulker boxes as camo. Yet there was a problem there that if you had a full shulker box, let's say, or not full, but had some items in it, and you clicked on the elevator block, it would take that shulker box off you and decorate the elevator. But it would give you back an empty shulker box, so you would lose anything in the box. So now, easiest way, elevator blocks can no longer use shulker boxes as camouflage. And that is everything we've done at the moment. So here's the next things I want to do. A way to make item frames invisible. Starflyer maybe suggested using the phase shifter. Pretty cool idea. I'm not 100% sure how we would make that work yet. Maybe we stand here, and if we shift right-click the phase shifter, then the nearest item frame will toggle between invisible and invisible. That seems alright. Let's just have a look at the code for the phase shifter and check. That was a load of recipes there. Let's get rid of those. Let's have a look at the phase shifter. Wait, no, this is advancements. Let's get rid of those. There we go. Function, phase shifter. I don't believe it's doing a shift check. We've got a cooldown on it. Yeah, we'll leave that. It's only a short cooldown anyway. Advancement grant. You can see my VS Code is being a bit naughty. I mean, it all works. It's just, I can't find this file. Yes, you can. Okay, so we've got no shift check. So what we could do in here is possibly, before we grant the advancement for using it, we would do a check to see if you're shifting. Let's do shifting check. Do a shifting check. And we'd maybe have an advancement for making an item frame invisible. Have we already revoked? We've revoked the advancement already, so that's fine. Locate nearest item frame and toggle its invisible state. Okay, I think that's what we'll do. Oh, and then we would return. And then we would return as well. We would exit the function. Otherwise, we would then keep moving on and give them the advancement here and try to phase through stuff. Okay, so that works. That's what we'll do for that. Kind of like that. I think it's a good idea. Phase shifting. You're shifting the item frame out of phase. I think it sort of fits in pretty nicely with the sort of the air quotes lore. Not that we've really got any lore. A way to upgrade the soul power cap for your Sacrificial Fire. Well, I think this is going to be pretty easy, really. I think all we're going to do is we're going to have a certain item. Maybe it's another Nether Star. And if you chuck it on, let's say you chuck it on and the cap is 500, the cap goes up to 750. Or maybe the cap just goes up by 250 each time you chuck one on, or 500 each time. So literally, we just check for an item. If we looked in the Sacrificial Fire, we can see we're ticking entities, tick process items. Check for a mob soul, we wouldn't do it in there. Process if the item is not a catalyst. So we'd probably go into process item, I would imagine. Process the item if it's on the fire. Yeah, okay, so process item on fire. I think some of these could probably be tidied up a bit. They're sort of cobbled together from the old tutorial. So here it's checking for a for a fermented spider eye. So what we would probably do is we would look in here to do check for soul power cap upgrade item. Then we would increase the soul power cap and exit the function. Functoin. Exit the function. That seems alright. Converts fermented spider eye. It just says run at the moment, and it's the last one. But what you might have is you might have more of these, like convert a spider eye, convert a piece of dirt, convert a piece of sand, convert whatever. So this should probably be actually run, return, run. Since it's the last one at the moment, that's going to make no difference. But once we've got more down here, I mean, if you find the spider eye, you don't need to keep searching to see what the other item is. Okay, so I think that's where we will put the soul power cap upgrade. I'm hoping that'll be relatively easy. A way to make passive mob eggs. In fact, I'll say that. A way to make passive mob eggs. That would be cool. Chips, omelettes, cheese and wine. Well, we need cheese and wine. We've already explored a lot of France. We need cheese and wine for France. We've got fish and chips for England and omelettes for France, actually. Why not? Chips, maybe add them. We need some textures. I thought Starflower had done a cheese texture. I may have to look through the Discord and see if there is a cheese texture there. Can't remember. I think I remember seeing one. Might be just my imagination, though, for all I know. Okay. So that's good. We've got some other ideas. These are sort of the older ideas we haven't got round to yet. Weather control. Always something that can stop the weather, maybe with a long cooldown. Sponge use. Make a mummy in the desert using custom armor on a mob. That sounds pretty cool. I'm tempted by that because I don't think I've made custom armor textures in 1.2, 1.8 yet. Last time I made them was 1.2, 1.4, I think. And it's a little different now. So that'd give me an excuse to upgrade that tutorial as well. Sacrificial Fire, mob types turn. Turn an emerald into jet. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so once you've got the fire. In fact, do you know what? I'm going to cut that from there. And I'm going to bring that up to the Sacrificial Fire. Many types of mob soul. Well, we don't use types of mob soul anymore. We will just do turn an emerald into an Infernium gem. So I'd imagine for that you're going to want to use quite a few souls. So it caps at 500 when you first make it. Maybe if you want to turn an emerald into a gem, you need 2,000 souls or something. That's a lot. But I mean, if you just have that ticking away under a creeper farm, that's 5 for every creeper. And if you have it ticking away under a generic farm, you'd still get the creepers. And we haven't got skeleton souls and things like that. We'll probably add more souls later. I want to. That wouldn't take too long to fill up. Okay. What else have we got? New food items that use the Infernium dust. That would be pretty cool, like mega powered food. You know, get 8 golden carrots, surround them with Infernium dust, and get some mega dusty carrots. This sounds pretty horrible. Dirt recipe. Do we have a dirt recipe? We have the husk dropping sand. Dirt recipe is interesting. I'd like a dirt recipe because whenever I do loads of sort of landscaping stuff, you just need loads of dirt and then you go and dig it out from somewhere and it either takes ages because you've got to leave the place looking nice or you end up with this horrible looking quarry thing. I can't even remember if we can make that. I don't think we can. Item you can hold to levitate slowly? Don't know about that. Make rabbit stew stackable. The stackable ones we might have a play around with. Problem here is in 1.2, 1.8, which we are in, there is no loot table for shearing mushrooms. In the newer versions, I believe there is. So when we upgrade, we could do these. We'll leave them. Change villagers using an item on them so they'll trade compressed items. So I'd like you go to the cleric and instead of trading, 64 zombie flesh and having to do that lots, you could just trade a stack of 64 compressed zombie flesh and get mega returns on your ender pearls and redstone dust and stuff. And then we have some much older stuff, seeds use original flour and seeds to dupe the flour. I think I want to add these as a recipe. Do you know what? I'm going to take that and I am going to move that up because I would like that. So as long as you've got one flour, you can put the flour and some seeds into the crafting table, which we can do. Yeah, it doesn't require any NPT data or anything. We'll just use, let's say you put a poppy and some wheat seeds in, and you get 2 poppies back. Or dandelion and some wheat seeds, 2 dandelions back. And then you can dupe all the flowers so you don't have to spend ages AFKing at a flower farm to... Yeah, I like that idea. Okay, so that's where we are. We've got a few things here that we're going to be working on next. And we've done quite a bit. There. Now, as usual for the new things in the translated table... Stop it. We've only got the French translation at the moment, thanks to Duick. But anything new has that triple star at the beginning again. So if someone wanted to So that, I think you should just be able to find. There we go. You could just do a check for the triple stars, and it'll bring up. You can see them sort of on the right side there where they are. It makes it easier to find which ones have been added, because people are spending their time to do the translations anyway. Let's make it easier for them. Anything else? I think we are done. These are just reminders for me. For instance, soul sand recipe and soul soya recipe. When I add a new soul, I have to update or add new recipes, obviously. Compressed items have a couple of advancements, and any new compressed item has to get added to them. Compressible is a list of items that can be compressed, so that needs to be added there. Recipe for mob locator. I believe that is if we add a new... Let's check it anyway. If we add a new soul for recipes, datapack, functional, mob locator. Yeah, here we go. So if we add a new soul, we need to add it to the mob locator recipe, so it could use the new soul that gets added. That's cool. And the utils function is feedback. Yes, this is it's one function that I send all messages through. Utils feedback, and you can send it. You send it a translate, a fallback, and a color, and it prints it out. The reason I did it, and you can see these are the functions that currently call it. And the reason I did this, if I want to change it, I just change it here, and the messages for all of these things will automatically get updated. Nice, easy way, instead of me having to search all over the place. So that's what that's for. Okay, now, when this gets uploaded to the server, probably not now, but I'm hoping it will be today, because I've got to go out to work very shortly. What I'm going to do is disable the Sacrificial Fire, because it doesn't do anything at the moment except allow you to dupe emeralds for basically free, which is a bit silly. So I think the easiest way to disable that, if we look into tick entity, Sacrificial Fire tick entity. So if we go into tick entity on Sacrificial Fire, we're processing any items. So if I just comment out that one and that one, save. We're still going to be coming in here, but now we're obviously not checking if there's any items on top. So we're not even going to be able to chuck another star on top. So if you want to download the data pack and play around with the Sacrificial Fire yourself, pop into Sacrificial or function, Sacrificial Fire, tick entity, and uncomment these two lines. I'll just leave them commented for now, and we'll do a little check. Otherwise, everyone on the server is going to have unlimited diamonds, basically. So let's go back. Since we're here, let's get the nether star. Let's get the campfire. Let's get the skulk. That should be all I need. Let's not forget to do the reload. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Let's stick you there, you on top, and nothing should happen. It's not even checking the items, so cool. So campfire or Sacrificial Fire is disabled for the moment. I wanted to get it all into place and be able to play around with it and show people sort of the idea of what it does. And now people can just say, hey, what about if the fire could do this? You know, I chuck dirt on, I get rooted dirt back. Maybe something like that. I chuck coarse dirt on and it gives me coal back. I don't know. Come up with something, whatever you think would be useful. Any ideas, as always, let me know. Big thank you to Duick for French translations, and a massive thank you to Starflyer, because things like this just make it look so much better. I love the bag of ender pearls. It's just so cool. I wonder if Sugar Lump, because it does look a bit like a block. I wonder if Sugar Lump should be like a bag of sugar. I don't know. I like Sugar Lump though. It makes sense. You can squish it up in your hand and get sugar from it. I like the idea. Okay, anyway, enough rambling, because I've got to get ready for work and start this rendering. Hopefully upload it today, and then when I get back from work this evening, the plan is to get the data pack, or the new data pack, uploaded to the server, so we're finally using it. And then, of course, over the next couple of days, we'll be oh no, there's a problem. How do we fix this? As there always is. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Take care. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.